Marlon Vera's coaching for UFC 299 against Sean O'Malley was abysmal. It was awful, and I'm going to show you why in today's video. I'm not saying that Marlon Vera's coach Jason Parillo cost him the fight against Sean O'Malley. I'm not saying that. I think it might have had a minor effect. However, I do think O'Malley would beat him anyway. However, what I am saying is, and what I'm going to try and convince you of in today's video with all of the evidence I've put together, is that Marlon Vera's coach Jason Parillo is going to cost him improvement in the long run. That's the mindset that I'm seeing here from Marlon Vera's coach. It starts with this moment in the corner after Marlon Vera has just been whooped for 3 rounds by Sean O'Malley in the main event of UFC 299. It's his title fight, and in my opinion, Jason Parillo has like a Biden-ish way with words in the corner, and that's not a good thing if you don't know. A Biden-esque way with words, and then says the most delusional cope thing that in no way is going to help Marlon Vera in any way whatsoever. And if it was the mindset that they had going into this fight, then it definitely impacted his performance and his mindset going into this fight. And I'm going to play you that in a second. And then after that, we're going to go through the response of Jason Parillo. This is the whole... I should have said this at the very start. Just an absolute delusional response that's not going to lead to the improvement of Marlon Vera. It's just cope. It seems like cope to me. And then there's other posts here where people are asking in the comments. I don't know if you can see that on the screen right now. You probably couldn't have even seen the response of Jason Parillo right there at the top of this page right now. The response of Jason Parillo was insane. You can see it at the top of the screen right now. Absolutely delusional. And it's filled with people in the comments like, dude, you're being delusional. We got to stop this kind of talk. And literally trying to like convince Jason Parillo, like, what are you even talking about in your own caption for this post right now? It makes zero sense. You're being delusional. And then even in these other posts about Jason Parillo and Marlon Vera, people are calling for Marlon Vera to look for another team. They're criticizing his game plan that he had against Sean O'Malley. On this post as well here, they're criticizing his game plan. They're talking about him maybe hiring a new coach. So the pressure's on for Marlon Vera's team right now, and Marlon Vera, because people are expecting answers. You go out there against Sean O'Malley and you try and strike at range with him for 5 rounds without ever trying to get a hold of him, ever going for a takedown, or ever trying to switch up the game plan whatsoever. And it raises some questions over what was the game plan going in. Why were there no adjustments in the middle of the fight? Nothing changed for Vera in that fight. The only moment he had success was because O'Malley let him have success, knowing there was like 10 seconds left in the fight, and that's where Vera landed that body shot. Other than that, there were almost no changes to his approach, other than maybe the game plan was for him to hope and pray that Sean O'Malley would just gas out after round 3 and he would be walking down an exhausted O'Malley after that. But that didn't happen because he did nothing to O'Malley. But I'm going to show you this moment in the corner of Marlon Vera, and I'm going to cover up Marlon Vera, and I'm going to show you it of what Jason Parillo says here. Absolute delusion. Listen up. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for this or have a copyright strike or anything. I'm going to try and cover as much of the screen as I possibly can. But you'll still be able to see Jason Parillo in the right of the screen right now. You can see his nostril and his face. This is after Marlon Vera has been pieced up by Sean O'Malley for 3 rounds in the biggest fight of his life. And he's probably demoralized coming back to the corner right now. What does Jason Parillo have to say to him? How to hustle your fighter back into a winning mindset. Find out with Jason Parillo's Coaching 101.
I need a minute. Give me a minute. Take a tape. Hey, the judges are giving this guy every round, no matter what, all right? And you know that. I need you to dig deeper. The judges are giving this guy every round, no matter what, all right? And you know that. Hey, all right?
Literally Biden-esque. Here's the thing, folks. You give him every round, folks. You know, like it's just... Who does that help? You're just having a coping meltdown. The judges are giving this guy every round. We knew that going in, all right? Like, you're just having a little dig and a meltdown about O'Malley maybe getting some bias from the UFC. Where's the strategy? Wyatt is telling that to Marlon Vera in any way beneficial to him. You're going to lose every round anyway if it's close because they're just going to give it to him anyway. But good luck, by the way. Lock in. Let's focus up. You're going to, even if you make it close, you're losing. But who cares, lock in. Let's focus up here and grit down and go for it. Why would you even tell that to Marlon Vera? Why would that even be a mindset going in? As maybe it may be true if this was close, it was probably going to go to O'Malley in some weird decision. Marlon Vera is not getting gifted a decision against O'Malley. But it's not like he hasn't been gifted one before nearly against Corey Sandhagen. So what's all this, if it's close, it's going to O'Malley talk? Where was that in the Sandhagen matchup where you got dominated and you somehow got given the fight by a coach? So maybe there's some truth to it, but I just don't see the benefit in having a coping session about it in the corner. Listen up again.
I need a minute. Give me a minute. Take a tape. The judges are giving this guy every round, no matter what, all right? And you know that. I need you to dig deep, all right? This is your moment right now.
It's like, I need you to dig deep. This is your moment right now. Forget that I literally just gave you no chance of winning and said that it's basically all over for you unless you get a finish. I know he needed a finish in that moment, but still, what is that mindset? We knew that coming in. We're never going to win this. You know what I mean? You need a finish. You know what I mean? No. Where's the change in approach? Where's the, hey, maybe we should shoot a takedown this round. Hey, next time this guy starts teeing off on you, blast that fucking double leg. If you're feeling safe behind your guard and he's just tallying up some shots, putting his hands out there, let's fucking blast a double leg on this guy when he stood in front of us. Bait this guy in. Let's try something here. Let's get a hold of this guy. Let's get a grab of his wrist or some shit. You know what I mean? Let's manipulate his guard a little bit. Let's grab his wrist, get a single collar around the head and start fucking throwing some knees. Let's try something here. But no, we get going into the corner in the third.
I need a minute. Give me a minute. Take a tape. Hey, the judges are giving this guy every round, no matter what, all right? And you know that.
And that's the delusion I don't get either. The judges are giving this guy every round, even if it's close, and you know that. Like it hasn't been an absolute domination from O'Malley up to that point. That is literally nothing but cope. There's no benefit to that, in my opinion. You demoralize your fighter by making him feel like he has less of a chance than he actually does. You don't offer any advice of an intent to change the game plan of the fight there. You act like the reason why, there's a reason why he's losing. It's because he's doing it all wrong right now. He's being absolutely schooled by O'Malley. You don't then go, they're just going to give it to him because it's close. No, you address, dude, you're getting pieced up. We need to fucking switch this up now because it's not looking good out there for you. We need to switch up the game plan, switch up the approach, and start going for something. You don't just say, they're just going to give it to him anyway because blah, 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 and cope session. And then all of a sudden it's, but grit down, this is your moment. I just do not understand the corner work there from Jason Parillo. And I thought that was dumb as fuck. And in his response, let's get into his response to the actual fight. I'm going to minimize the screen or my picture here. His response to the fight with Marlon Vera. Couldn't be prouder of my fighter, Chito Vera, UFC. He competed for the UFC world title. Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Representing his country, Ecuador, and every hardworking man that doesn't give up. Chito's now 1-1 with this kid. Also kind of fair, but a little bit coping because it's not the same level of win, and we know it isn't. The kid got the decision and retained the title. The kid got the decision. They gave it to him, guys. What can we do? The kid got he got the decision. It was up in the air, but he got it, No. He had a wonderful, I understand he's not going to say wonderful performance by O'Malley. Amazing. He really schooled us out there. But there's not saying something and then there's not saying the opposite of it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Parillo should be just groveling at how great O'Malley was in that performance. But then there's also saying got the decision and retained the title. Chito got the knockout in the first fight with no clock. Chito goes to jail for murder. That's the mindset that's been holding Vera back his whole career. That last sentence there. With no clock, Chito goes to jail for murder. There is a clock. Fix the way you fight. They're not going to change the sport to have no fight clock. And you know they're not going to do that. And you know that's not the case going into a fight. So it shouldn't be something to brag about coming out of a fight. That's my honest opinion on that. If you know it going in, and you know it's not going to be a thing going in, it can't be something to brag about afterwards. You had 25 minutes to make something happen, and the only time something happened was because Sean O'Malley let it happen, knowing there was 5 seconds left on the clock, and tried to have a bit of a Holloway Lamas moment in the center of the octagon. Cheeto got the knockout in the first fight, as like in comparison to O'Malley getting the decision. There's no way Vera's win is more impressive over O'Malley than O'Malley's is over Vera. Vera hit a perennial nerve. Why didn't he hit it again in this fight? He was throwing low kicks. Why didn't he hit the perennial nerve again? Oh yeah, because it's literally like a 1 in a million thing. We see calf kicks and low kicks hundreds and hundreds every single UFC card, and we barely see a perennial nerve shut down. It's literally a random thing that happens once in a blue moon. All good though. I'm not expecting him to completely grovel to O'Malley, but this mindset, now 1-1, got the decision. Cheeto got the knockout in the first one. With no clock, he goes to jail for murder. Like, let's have a bit of back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Where were the takedowns, bro? Someone says to him here. And his response, ask Aljo. Aljo had the game plan of takedowns going into it, and O'Malley knew that and tried to change it. O'Malley did not prepare for Vera's takedowns. If Vera would have blasted a double leg out of nowhere in the 3rd or 4th round, he probably would have had a better chance of getting a hold of O'Malley than Aljo did. Because Aljo fought like he wanted to get a hold of O'Malley, and O'Malley knew he was doing that, and fought like he didn't want Aljo to get a hold of him. O'Malley weren't drilling double leg defense against Marlon Vera non-stop in this fight. He was probably drilling hitting a fucking heavy back for 5 rounds. So I feel like in round 3, or as much as this is like go ask Aljo, what a defeatist mindset to have. What a stupid mindset to have, seriously. Like, people are responding like, where the leg kicks, or even tried to switch strategies. Instead of letting him get beat out like that. I'm not a pro, but that was hard and painful to watch. Like, people are just telling him to shut up because he's not a fighter, but that is not the mindset to have. Aljo couldn't do it, so therefore we won't be able to. We'll just strike for 5 rounds. You know how dumb that is? Are we talking about a world-class coach here or not? Ask Aljo about where the takedowns were. So someone considered a better wrestler couldn't, so you won't even fucking bother in a fight. That's your game plan. Fucking good job, dude. Don't shoot a takedown on O'Malley for 5 straight rounds. Even in round 4, where O'Malley's a bit more flat-footed in front of you, and you're tucked up behind your guard, just taking tap-tap shots, blocking mainly all of them. You're not going to take an opportunity to shoot a double leg because Aljo couldn't at all. Okay, that's a good mindset to have as a world-class coach. We go into other stuff that he's posted as well. And there's other posts on his Instagram, but I'm going to go back into this one and some of the other responses. Man, I'm such a big fan of you two, but let's cut off this kind of talk. Get back to the drawing board, fix the mistakes, and move on. I believe a few adjustments to Marlon's games could go very far. Very true. We need adjustments to Marlon Vera's game. We need to go back to the drawing board and fix some of these mistakes that he's making with no head movement and, you know, lack of timing, no dynamic shots that he was throwing. He was doing the same shit over and over again. There were no changes to his footwork patterns. He was just plodding forward in there. And that's good advice. What does the coach respond to it? I'll come tell you what you need to do at your job. Give me the link. Hey, guess what, Jason Parillo? I've made this argument so many times, you thick little fucking gremlin, okay? If I'm a heart surgeon and you're not, and I'm performing heart surgery on a member of your family, and you happen to catch me taking a shit in their open womb that I've opened up, feel free to come in and fucking stop me. And I won't tell you, I'm the surgeon, so I will continue this log of shit into your fucking cousin's fucking rib cage. All right? No one needs to be something to criticize something. Otherwise, I can only imagine the state of politicians compared to citizens. You're not a politician. You don't tell me what to fucking do. Can you imagine how that would fucking go down? Oh shit, that's kind of how the fucking world is anyway. But it's just the dumbest take ever. And it's always been a thing in MMA where you do it, no one else does it, so no one else can tell you how to fucking do it. Who the fuck wants to be an MMA coach anyway? Like, 2 people tried, you were one of them, so now you're there at the top of it. And it's just like, now you're just granted immunity from criticism. I fucking hate this shit. I hate this mindset, dude. I feel bad for Vera right now. I do. I hate this shit. You know? A huge Cheeto fan, this is a sad post. Bring up the first fight, a fluke, a murder with no clock. This post sounds desperate because there's a very, very small chance of fighting for a belt ever again. And he didn't respond to that one, but he responded to some other ones, you know? Look, I only ask you as an Ecuadorian to change your strategy in the next fights and have Cheeto evolve. What do you do for work, dipshit? He's just an Ecuadorian guy, like, trying to give some words of any encouragement. Like, we got to change things up. We can't go out there with that same old Vera who got schooled by Sandhagen and O'Malley, who was getting ragdolled by Frankie Edgar. We need to make adjustments. You can't just rely on Vera's toughness every fight and then hopefully he lands a sweet chin music on Rob Font at some point. That's not a way to approach fights. But any recommendation of changing that, and this guy has a hissy fit on his Instagram page. There's these posts as well. Time to look for another Cheeto, sorry. You are stuck with Parillo. 0 footwork, 0 grappling, 0 head movement. Great defense, by the way. 0 flaws, 0 in all aspects. The same mistakes from the previous fights without strategy or clear orders. This is true. I'm sorry, but the quality of your fight went down a lot with Parillo. What happened to that excellent ground game? Yeah, I know, dude. He used to be on the ground, triangling people, going for arm bars. All of that kind of went away. I remember that Marlon Vera. I remember him getting on top of Davey Grant and fucking slicing him open with elbows. Where is that Marlon Vera? I remember him shooting on Song Yudong. Even though Song Yudong's got great takedown defense, he still went out there and put takedowns on him and got some of them as the fight went on. You know? His game plan was the same. Stand there like a piñata. Don't use any grappling. Don't use any takedowns. Just stand there and strike with an elite striker. That was Yoel's game plan. Cheeto used to get people to the mat and do work with elbows and submissions. I was just talking about this. He's completely forgot about what got him here. This is true. Sounds like someone's lost a bet. Just the cope of this is insane to me. There's another post. Time to hire a new coach. Not sure why you didn't go for takedowns. Like, there's just a bunch of these everywhere, pretty much, of people, like, giving him shit about the coaching. And do I think it's entirely the coaching? No. But when I see responses like this to a fight, with this type of response, and when I see that type of corner work, you know they're going to give him the rounds anyway, even if they're close, and just having a bit of a cope session in the corner. Fucking grow up. Vera's career's on the line here. Start fucking not coping so much about it. You know what I mean? It's pissing me off. See you later. Goodbye.